So, hello friends, welcome to Network Jagat. Welcome to my MPLS training. I am Debasish Chakrabory. I am a trainer of routing, switching, and firewall. Right. So, today I'll be starting a training on MPLS. MPLS, in fact, MPLS is a very useful technology that is presently that has become indispensable in the industry, and almost all major networks, all enterprise networks, all ISP networks, they now use MPLS technology. So we will be discussing uh, certain technologies which are based on MPLS. And on the screen you can see the topics that I'll be covering in this entire tutorial session. Now, one thing I would like to make very clear at this point, that is, uh, these topics like this MPLS theory, MPLS practical, MPLS VPN, and then MPLS traffic engineering, MPLS QoS, these are itself so huge that each of these topic can deserve a separate book, right? So if I am going into that much depth and that much detail, then definitely the purpose of this video tutorial will be lost, because in that case it will become unnecessarily prolonged, number one. And number two is definitely it can induce some kind of impatience and some kind of lack of interest among the viewers, right? In fact, my target for this video session is to provide you with the uh, basic configuration codings, right? Because you see, information technology uh, is such a thing that if somebody gives you just the first touch, that is, in case of networking, we can consider it as the first default gateway. So if somebody shows you the default gateway, then somehow you can get a route, and you can gather informations, and you can finally become an expert in that particular topic, right? So for this reason, I have just provided you with a default gateway, right? These are only the first touch, or the uh, like the primer, touch, on which, by studying other articles and going through other videos, you can develop your knowledge to a very good extent, right? But definitely, before going into the complicated videos and books that are available in the market, you need something to clear your basics, right? And particularly the working professionals, they get very little time, uh, just by parallelly with their jobs, they get very little time to study on their own to develop their conceptual areas, right? So I have just focused on developing the fundamental concepts of the different technologies which are based on MPLS, and the basic configuration part, right? Side by side, there will be certain verification commands also, because without verification, we will not be able to assess whether our codings are correct or not. So I'll be showing some verification commands, definitely, but um, I think you people already know that those one or two verification commands are not at all sufficient. So if you are going for very complicated scenario where you need to do some kind of troubleshooting, you need to follow some other commands also, right? But before going for those commands, once again, you have to go through those basic verification commands, right? So once again, my entire tutorial series is some kind of a primer. It will definitely clear your fundamental concepts on MPLS and its and the technologies which are built on it. And at the same time, you will know how to configure, how to at least start configuring MPLS and those related technologies, right? And I'm hopeful that the way that I have delivered the lectures and the topologies that I have followed will not be difficult for the freshers or the beginners also. I have kept in mind that my audience can be a beginner or can be a mid-level executive, or that person can be a highly experienced person, but who was working into other technologies, but right now he's switching into MPLS, right? So these are the topics that I'll be covering. Definitely, I'll just read out these topics because if I am sitting here and I just start to explain these topics, then definitely you will not understand. So just some one or two words regarding these topics, and then this introduction video will end, and then you will, in the subsequent videos, you will get the actual configurations and actual theories and practicals for the different topics, and you will understand them properly. And the tutorial series is exactly following this sequence, right? So at first we have introduction, which right now we are going through. Then we have MPLS theory, then MPLS practical, MPLS VPN theory. VPN means the virtual private network. So MPLS VPN theory, MPLS VPN practical, MPLS VPN hub and spoke model, MPLS VPN inter ISP, right? Then MPLS VPN Ethernet, which you can also call Metro Ethernet or EO-MPLS, MPLS traffic engineering theory, MPLS traffic engineering practical, MPLS traffic engineering over inter-area OSPF, MPLS traffic engineering fast reroute, and MPLS with quality of service. And finally, we'll do a very simple, short recapitulation, definitely a verbal or oral recapitulation on these topics. That will be our conclusion video, right? So that's all for this introduction video. I hope you people will enjoy the way that I have presented this tutorial session. And obviously, uh, there can be certain confusions, right? Because in case of information technology, no one can boast that he is the supreme one, right? Throughout my long career as a teacher, I have seen that many of my students, in fact, almost all of my students whom I have taught some few years ago, they have now become expert into these domains. And even I get new informations from them, right? So I can never boast of the fact that I know the uh, maximum part of MPLS. So definitely you people who are patiently watching these videos and trying to learn something from these, you people may also have some new inputs which are very relevant, which can be very relevant and very valuable for this, for some kind of knowledge exchange, right? So whenever you feel any kind of confusion, whenever you feel any particular place where I haven't mentioned certain things properly, or if you have some new inputs, please feel free to come up. Right, I'll be available in WhatsApp as well as in email, and my WhatsApp number and email number are provided uh, along with these videos, and plus you will also get them in the website of Network Jagat. So feel very free, without any hesitation, feel very free to contact me, come up with those issues, come up with your confusions, come up with any new inputs. You are always welcome, right? So always remember, teaching is nothing but a mutual process, because whenever a teacher teaches something, obviously the students are benefited, but the teacher also benefited from the questions that are raised from the students, right? And obviously the students can also have new inputs, which can also uh, enrich the teachers, right? So that's all for this introduction video. See you again in my next videos. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking interest into my training and my videos. And I assure you to serve you and to provide you with knowledge as per your expectation, right? So bye for today, bye for now, and see you again in my next videos. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Best of luck.